Hey guys, this is Mr. Possible, and just so everybody knows, in case I haven't said it, I will be a professional poker player within 4.5 years, and I will be able to make that my only job. That's a stretch goal, and I'm reading Do It Scared. Check it out. Good book, and it tells us to set stretch goals. Just got done my workout, was reviewing some of the new subscribers. Thanks guys for subscribing. Thanks for the support. So about that goal, a lot of my friends, a lot of people have reached out to me and said, do you know how hard it is to be a professional poker player in today's climate? I mean, it used to be easy, Ted. We could do that, 20 years ago when you were playing poker, you could have accomplished it. But growing up today, in today's climate, there are computer-assisted programs and, there's just so much competition out there that's better than you. You're 45 years old. There's just no way this can be done. These are my friends. And I say to them, well, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm, the guy who proves everything is possible. And they say, well, I mean, it's just statistically against you. You're probably, a really, you have 5% chance of succeeding. So I look at that and I think of the story of two crabs. If you put a crab in a bucket, this is, you go to the beach, put a crab in the bucket, the crab will crawl out of the bucket on his own, no problem. But if you put two crabs in a bucket, when the first crab tries to crawl out, the second crab will pull it down. And it's not because the second crab doesn't like the first crab. It's just the nature of the crab that's in the bucket. It's not used to wanting to get out of the bucket. It wants, misery loves company. So when my friends tell me this, I think of that story. And the fact is that I'm the crab crawling out of the bucket, and you need to make sure that you're not surprised. So when you set a goal, if your goal is to lose weight, or your goal is to recover from something, or your goal is you're newly divorced and you're gonna be a single father or a single mother, when you set a goal, the first thing that I tend to do when I set goals is I wanna share those goals with the people I love, my friends, the people I associate with, my work colleagues. I share the goal so that people know this is what I'm working on. What I want you to realize is that when we're trying to achieve the possible, which many people deem impossible, that the response you get is not always going to be positive. It's not always going to be, yeah, Ted, I know you can do that. Or, yeah, Ted, that seems amazing. It will not always be that. And the thing that I want you to be prepared for, and that I have learned to be prepared for, is often those responses come from the people closest to you, the people you think would support you, the people that you think would be on your side. And the reason this is it's nothing personal. They're actually trying to protect you. They're trying to protect you from climbing out of that bucket and getting into the unknown because they are afraid of the unknown. So I would suggest that you take it in stride and don't take it personally and keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye focused to where you're going. And surround yourself with crabs. If, it takes a lot. You have to look at every crab and assess them and, really test them when you've got these grandiose ideas that you're trying to accomplish. And see how they react. Test these crabs. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find some crabs that when you put them in the bucket, they help you out of the bucket. And those are the kinds of crabs that you want to keep around. Those are the people in your life that you want. They may say, wow, that seems extreme, but I know you, and I know you'll do it. Those are the kinds of people. And those people may come from places that you can't believe, that you would just not believe that particular person would support you. And then with the other crabs who are afraid, just keep doing what you're doing and they will follow eventually, or they won't. I mean, free will is not something you can change. I remember going to a casino, and every time I went, I would hand out Jolly Ranchers. This was years ago, like at least 10 or 11 years ago. I would hand out Jolly Ranchers, and people would ask me, how's your day going? I'm like, it's great, but tomorrow's going to be better. And this was just my attitude at these tournaments. And one day, like many years later, I remember this guy who was at the casino, and he would always belittle me and, say, grumbly things to me and very angry. And so 5 or 6 years later, I'm standing in line to buy into a tournament. And he's like, hey, aren't you Blue? That's what I went by. Blue, isn't it you? Like Jolly Rancher? I mean, you've changed your whole style. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's me. He's like, I really want to thank you. You saved my life. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, your words of encouragement and the things you said changed who I was. And I was just blown away. I could not believe that these things I had done, 10 years ago, just as a part of me, I was really rebuilding my own image. This was before my divorce, but really my divorce was just a reaction to this new person who was emerging from, my old shell. And I was floored. I was trying to just prove to myself at that time that, tomorrow was going to be better. And he's like, yeah, I was down in the dumps and I just remembered your words and I just wanted to thank you. Thank you so much. And I mean, it's amazing. So again, this is a guy who was the crab in the bucket trying to pull me down. You can't do it. And, and I just kept it up and he followed. Another example of this is, when I made the decision after I was divorced to go into the office every day, and I just took it upon myself to make the fun club, and I invited all these people to fun club. I had refreshments, and my boss and everybody else at the time snickered and was like, this is, what is this? This is ridiculous, and nobody showed up. And then the second time I did it, one person showed up. And I kept doing it, not for them, but just because of the concept, Happy Monday, or, I changed Wednesday, which is usually hump day, to alpaca day because alpacas don't have humps. Just the concept over and over again that I truly believed in my heart. And now, 3 years later, everyone, that I worked with or touched is using these concepts. And I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying that things that I do change people, but it changes them in their own time. And it's really, really important to remember. You cannot affect free will. So no matter what, you can't affect free will. What you can do is affect your response. And so that was the response I had. So it's not that you say to the crab, get away, or don't get in my bucket. It's that you continue to crawl out of that bucket. And it's harder, especially when your friends and family are like, you can't do that. You can't start that business. You can't lose that weight. Oh, this is an extreme diet. Really? You're just going to eat nothing but, protein and fats? And I mean, why is it that when we go on a diet, people are really concerned about us because we're extremely eating, but they're not concerned when we're eating all the junk that leads to heart attacks and obesity and all that stuff? Why is that? It's because that's extremely comfortable for them. But when you get into the uncomfortable, they're trying to protect you. They love you. They want to do the best for you. So again, just lead. Just do what it is you want to do. Set your eye on the prize and head towards it. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. In 4.5 years, I'm going to be a professional poker player, making more than I make at my job now. Yes, I have a full-time job, making more than I make now at my job. And I will update you all the time about my progress, where I am, and how I'm making that possible. Again, I'm Mr. Possible, and anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's just a matter of hard work. If you want to change a response, or you want to change how you look, or you want to change your job, or, you're not moving up, promotion, anything is possible if you do the hard work and you're honest with yourself. You have to be 100% honest about where you are, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. And those are very hard conversations. And those conversations become even harder when you have people in your life that are, naysayers. So ignore those people, keep your eye on the prize, and surround yourself with people that are inspiring, people that have been where you are, and it's possible. Because if someone else did it, so can you. So if you guys like this, please like, subscribe, and share the video. I would love to have some questions for future vlogs. So I have things to talk about that you want to hear. Please put the questions in the comments, and I'll talk about those on future vlogs. Thanks. Have a good day, guys.